Welcome to Neighborly Natalie's Furry Friends. We are here at the Louisiana SPCA, but we have a change of scenery, Christian.
Yes, we're at the Plaquemines campus today.
Oh,
This is where all the fun happens. All the fun happens at Plaquemines.
It's the drive here is fun. It's in like, you kind of drive through Algiers. And I will say this is the first time I'm in Plaquemines Parish, so I was very excited to explore a brand new area. And then arriving here, I mean, it's a little tinier, but it has a lot going on that people may not know about.
Yeah, so our Plaquemines campus, it has a whole lot of personalities here in Pale Chase. And it has been here for as long as...
We're trying to hide treats so he doesn't go devouring it, but he's like, give me them now.
Yeah, so we have a lot of wonderful animals here, a great staff. It is a little different from our Orleans campus, but the same love goes into it. Caring for these wonderful animals, finding them forever homes, and also just, being with them. Just whether you want to volunteer, foster, or adopt here, this is a great place to come and visit.
So you want to kind of talk about the differences between the two. I mean, both the Orleans location and here, I mean, you walk through and there's so many different features for the pets, but I saw a few standouts here.
So one of the really fun things is we have when you come in, there is a book of adoptable pets. So it's a little different. Usually at the Orleans campus, we actually look at our website, which you can still do for Plaquemines, but we like to create that more personal feel. And so when people come, we like you to look to see what adoptables are available, and then you can come out and take them to our wonderful play yards. We have a few different play yards. One you might see has a gigantic water fountain.
Yeah, not here, that's a different one.
But we have this one as well, where we have different enrichment kind of playgrounds or tools or toys for them to come out and just have a great time. And there's a little pool right here. Hey, there is still a pool.
I will say the sprinkler is massive, and I'm sure the dogs just hover and can't get enough of that the real heat of Louisiana and the summer and just being so hot and humid. There's just so many features here that's really cool. And something else that you mentioned is that sometimes, this is an unfortunate thing, but there is a little asterisk over it. The fact that sometimes the pets will be here for a little longer, but that actually helps them to be placed in the perfect home. Yeah,
I would say the animals do have a longer stay here at the Plaquemines campus, but our team here takes the time to really learn a lot about that animal. So they know that animal almost in and out, and so when they're talking to adopters and consulting them, they can really say this would be the best home for a wonderful pet. And so that's the great thing about our Plaquemines campus. It's smaller, so they have more time with the animals that are here, and they can really talk to them. Talk about them to any potential adopters or to the community who want to come and volunteer and give their time to these animals.
Yes, so let's just get into, before we get into meeting this guy that we have here, we do have some happy tales that we need to go mentioning. First, we have Hawaii nickname Conehead. We have little Simon.
Yes, Simon was a little smart, heartworm, positive dog. He was a little pup. He did get adopted. Not only a few days after we had our segment, we also had Billy the cat. He got adopted, but there is still one friend who is still waiting for his forever home, and that's Liberty.
I can't believe it. I cannot believe it.
I can't believe he didn't get adopted. We were even calling him the Jazz Fest tickets.
I saw that.
So hopefully, second week of Jazz Fest, somebody gets him.
Oh, yes. I mean, if you don't remember him, he was about 3 years old. That's the Siberian Husky mix. He was so cute. He knows commands. He is trained. Last episode, you got to meet Kevin Duggan, who is this amazing pet trainer here at the Louisiana SPCA. I mean, this dog was such a gem. It just baffles me over a month now.
Yeah. Well, I really hope he does find a forever home. He's at our Orleans campus. We're open from Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. If anybody wants to come and adopt him, he's a perfect dog. He's a perfect dog.
Please do.
And who doesn't want a husky in Louisiana?
I know, but he's so good looking. And I mean, I think that we have a new fur baby for you that's looking for a forever home, and he's so handsome. Who do we have?
We have Dexter right here. He is 7 years old. He's been a long stay dog with us, so he's been here past a month.
Whoa.
So he would work with any home. I think he has moderate energy, but he can match any energy of your home or your family. So he would work well with kids. He would work well with a single home. I think he would also do kind of well with some other dogs as well. He's dog friendly. So I think he's just the perfect candidate for any home for anybody.
Yes, and we also have some additional information about Dexter for you to go hearing right now.
Hi, my name is Avery. I'm with the Louisiana SPCA. I'm the supervisor of the Plaquemines location. So Dexter came into the shelter on January 5th. He was extremely emaciated. Our animal control officers brought him in from what they thought was potentially a cruelty case. He was coated in urine, and he also had a significant limp on his hind right limb. So after getting him assessed by our veterinarians, he had a body condition score of 2 out of 9, which is really not great. The ideal is 5 out of 9. That limp on the hind right limb, when they first palpated it, they actually suspected it to be osteosarcoma because of the way that it's calcified on the inside. It was pretty gnarly. We got him back up to a pretty healthy weight, and unfortunately animal control was not able to locate any owners, so they were not able to pursue the charges, so the case got dropped. We had some interest from fosters to kind of help him with his healing process, continue getting his weight back up, fix the leg, until our vet team decided that he didn't need the leg amputation. It was a really old fracture that broke, so we found out that it's not cancer, it's an old fracture. So he's being weaned off his medication right now. He's actually got a recheck next week to kind of see where he's at, to see if we need to reevaluate the leg amp or if he can continue living as is.
Thank you so much, Avery, for that information. Oh my God, he needs to go finding a forever home. I mean, I can't believe he's been here for so long, and it's always like the best pets.
It is, it is.
Oh my God. So hopefully if you would like a big loving type of dog who's just ready to find his forever home and be treated like an absolute king, Dexter is for you. Please come on out. And some other things going on within the Louisiana SPCA family is you have some really cool events coming up that make getting vaccinated for your little poochies more affordable.
Yes, to keep your pet's health top of mind. It's going to be 2 vaccination drives. We're having one for Orleans Parish and then one for Plaquemines Parish.
Oh.
Orleans Parish is going to be May 16th. It's going to be with Giving Hope. And so we'll be there. Thank them for that amazing space for us to administer vaccinations. That's all core vaccinations and also rabies tag and licensing. Okay. So all for $30. So it's a low cost event, and the same for Plaquemines as well. But it's going to be with Beerus, with the YMCA, and we're going to be offering those same prices as well.
How are you guys able to make those vaccines so affordable? Because I mean, if you were to go to a vet, you know, a private vet somewhere, I mean, you're easily spending over $100.
Definitely.
Like $30 is a steal. Do I dare call it that?
And I think it's all thanks to our community team and our donors as well. Even though the vaccinations are being administered by our team, it's all about supporting the SPCA, allowing us to go out into the community to make a big difference. And so that's what you need to know. The donations that you make to the SPCA help us help people and pets throughout our community.
Yeah, why don't you talk about donations, because you guys are always in need of some donations.
Most
and
definitely.
The array of ways that you can make an impact. There's different options.
Yeah, so this year has been definitely challenging for the Louisiana SPCA, but we have many ways to give back. One really exciting campaign that we're doing right now is our Ways to Give campaign. We've seen a growing trend of individuals who want to incorporate purpose and pets into celebrations or moments of love. So whether that's weddings, birthdays, memorials,
I like that.
or just giving back the love that you gave to your pet to a pet in need. And so if your pet is at the end of their life and you want them to be remembered, a great way to do that is to help the next pet in need.
Yes.
And so this is what our Ways to Give is all about. It's about taking that love and giving it back.
I love that.
And so instead of having, you know, in lieu of traditional gifts that you might get at a wedding or a birthday, you can set up a donation link and send that love to animals in need, like Dexter, like Liberty, and like some of the animals who, whether they've been adopted or not, because those donations not only go to helping provide sheltering, medical care, enrichment, and everything else, but it also goes a long way, like we said, those vaccination events, and also helping people get accessible care and pet supplies, or just helping them get what they need to keep them and their pets together.
I think that's such a great idea. I mean, how many times do you go to a wedding? Okay, I'm not knocking anybody who does this, but like, we don't need another like thing of chocolate or what is it, a cup or whatever.
A dish set.
We don't need that, but I always do like the idea of, you know, getting that little card at your place setting that says like, we donated to blah 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 as a thank you. This way you know that like your presence, not only did you give of your time, but you're doing something beyond that.
True.
That's so special.
And it makes a big difference. It really does.
Yeah.
Those donations stay local and they really help out the animals that we care for.
And then we were talking a little bit before we got on camera, and you mentioned how not only is the Louisiana SPCA always at max capacity, the overflow of animals is just unbelievable. And so we really need to go putting more of an emphasis on fostering and adoption. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so both our campuses, definitely our Plaquemines campus as well. As summer is heating up, breeding season is in full swing. So not only are we getting those puppies and kittens, but also we're just getting dogs that are out roaming. And so the most important thing right now is for people to, if you have the time, come to our Plaquemines campus, ask to foster, ask to volunteer, clean a kennel, take a dog out for a walk,
little things.
Fill a Kong with peanut butter. It all makes a difference because you're enriching their lives and getting them ready for that next step, which is their forever home. And so wherever they're going next, that love that you gave them in that moment helps them grow.
Makes a difference.
It does.
And also, I mean, as a former foster, not with you guys, but with other groups, it's very cool because you have the opportunity to learn more about a pet, and you're able to, hi, handsome. You're so good looking, but everybody's only getting a view of your butt. Your butt's nice too, but it's not your face. Yes. Anyways, you know, if
he just loves to look you in the eyes.
He
and
does.
Really just connects.
He looks into your soul, and he's just like, "Come on, somebody get me, right, Dexter? You're gonna do that to somebody. You're just gonna like steal their heart away if they come and see you." But you totally got me off track. Thanks
yeah, but
a lot.
I think if anyone is interested in adopting with the Plaquemines campus or the Orleans campus, or volunteering, or even just donating. Just if you can't volunteer, or if you can't foster, if you can't adopt at the moment, you can always send us a donation, or you can donate, whether that's a monetary gift or supplies. You can give us collars, leashes, food. We take it all because it goes a long way. But if you want to reach out, you can always give us a call, whether it's this campus or our Orleans campus, and ask how you can help. And our team is always ready to receive a helping hand and let you know where you can help out.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't sing enough praises to the Louisiana SPCA and what you do. And pretty soon we're going to have to go talking about hurricane season and how to keep your pets intact and not let them go. Because I mean, if you guys are at max capacity right now, I don't even want to imagine what, June to October is. That's just going to be insane. So that is a future conversation that we're going to have. But let's get Dexter back on camera because he is hiding. Let's see if we can get his face in here. All right, so we finally got his face on camera a little bit better. Oh no, here comes his butt. Here comes his butt. This is a real effort. I don't know if we've had a dog that just really doesn't want to have their face on camera. Well, I mean, the butt.
Oh, thank you for the kisses.
He's a kisser. Yeah. He is the best. He is looking for his forever home. This is Dexter. Look at that. Oh my God. Somebody please get him. Please get him. Louisiana SPCA here at the Plaquemines location.
Yes, I see you. I see you, buddy.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Yes.
Adopt, don't shop. Come on down. Check out this little baby, please. And don't go anywhere. We have more Neighborly Natalie on the way, specifically with Whattttt NOLA. Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. This is Whattttt NOLA, a really fun, interactive segment within this series where you, the viewer, gets to decide what we go talking about and the direction of the segment. So every single week on my social media pages, specifically on Facebook and Instagram, I'm gonna go posting something along the lines of this. Usually I use a little Bimoji image of myself, and I let folks know that it is time to go give me your submissions. It could be anything from a question, a comment, a sound off, whatever you want it to be. It is all about you. And like I said, you direct the conversation for this segment. So over the past now 8 episodes, we have just talked about quite the array. We spoke about spaceships, we spoke weather, we spoke a whole slew of geographical things from all across the country. And starting out with this one, we're gonna kind of revisit one of the questions from last week's episode. I did mention portion 1 of this question from Seth Johnson in regards to my Easter trip home to New York to visit my family. And then I also went kind of talking a little bit about Miss Gigi, who is my little fur baby. She's been kind of on the struggle bus the last few weeks. I guess it's coming up about a month. And I had told you in the last episode that she had been to 2 vets and they said that her condition was pancreatitis. And I promised that I would keep you in the know in the event that I had taken her elsewhere or we were just continuing on this journey of health for her, and I do have some more information. I did get a referral to an internal medicine doctor, or vet rather, for little chunky monkey. They did some further investigation. The first appointment that I had with this internal vet, she did a sonogram where it came back as my little ginger has a enlarged liver, also enlarged lymph nodes, her small intestines looked a little funky, and then the main concern really was the fact that her abdominal area was just dealing with an excessive amount of fluid. And so we moved forward with some additional x-rays of her upper body just to make sure that her heart and her lungs were okay, and then also in order to determine where this fluid was coming from, they kind of did, I call it a biopsy, even though it wasn't quite a biopsy. They basically took a sample of the fluid to take a look at what was going on and what it really consisted of. Waited a few days, got the results back from everything, and so here we are at this point. The x-rays came back looking really good, no issues in terms of her heart or her lungs, which is fantastic. And then when it came to the fluids, there were no cells in it, which is basically something that in the event that it was cancer, there would be a lot of cells in the sample. And then they also said that there was no sign of organisms, so no parasites and whatnot. But the fluids did come back as inflammation. And so we have two options to go for. Either we could do a 2-week regimen of medication to see if that could possibly clear up the scenario, or move forward with some additional testing. And let's be real now, vet care ain't cheap. Thank you very much. My little chunky butt cost me $3 grand in 1 month. I would pay any extent amount of money for her, but we decided to go the conservative route first to see how things go. She is on a 2-week regimen of doxycycline and prednisone, which when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, that's what I get put on every time I am sick. So she's on the same medication that I get put on. It's human drugs, but in a smaller dosage for the little fur babies. And then also at the end of 2 weeks, we'll do a follow-up sonogram to further investigate, the sizing of her liver, the fluid, see if that, has kind of shrunken down and whatnot. And then also she is still on a low-fat diet, which is rather comical. I have come to the conclusion that my dog is a bougie dog because we have been trying various kibble brands as well as soft food for dogs, and she was just not enticed at all. Even with a stimulant to try and get her to be hungry, nothing really was working, and so I kind of caved in and I made her some organic 1% fat turkey from Trader Joe's. And let me tell you, this girl has been eating like a champ over the last few days, so I don't think she's ever going to go back to the doggy kibble. Ah, my little baby. But also, keep your fingers crossed, say some prayers that the medication regimen works, because if not, then we will, beyond the sonogram checkup, we're gonna have to go doing a full-up gastro investigation, which, let's be real, it is going to cost about $4,000 that mommy would like to not have to spend, but we shall see. Just say your prayers and let's hope that she gets better, because she's only 6, she's too young for this. So that is the update on my little chunky monkey, and of course I'll keep you posted with anything else that happens to evolve, but that is the latest. Moving on to this next one from Randy. He's asking, are you now a NOLA Saints gal? NFL draft grade. So I will admit that I have adopted the Saints as my team. Growing up though, I'd say more so from college and then through my 20s and much of my 30s, I've been a New York Giants fan. But the last few years with my work schedule being all over the place, I rarely get to go watching any of the games. So I say I'm kind of a slacking New York Giants fan. I did go to a bunch of games when I lived in New York at MetLife Stadium, always a fun time. But since moving here, I have taken on the Saints. Thank you very much. Last summer, I attempted to go to one of their training events, but go figure, on my day off I went, and this was over the summer, so it was a little toasty out there. They ended up closing things down a bit earlier just because of the heat, and that was actually just when I arrived, because if it is not work-related and it is just personal-related, I do have the tendency of being late, so go figure. I learned my lesson on that one. This coming summer, when I check out their training camp, I will make sure to be there at start time. And then also, I did do that Saints kickoff 5K back in September. Kenny Lopez also participated, so I definitely have been indulging in the the Saints fun, to say the very least, since I moved to New Orleans. And I really wanted to go see the Saints take on the Giants. I think that was back in October, but I wasn't able to go making it out. So maybe the upcoming season I can kind of check out that game, because that'll be fun to see my old city take on my new city. It'll be a very fierce rivalry. So that is something to stay tuned for. And then moving on to this next one, we're doing a double take with Randy. He's got a lot of questions today. So you have been in NOLA for a little while now. I saw that long city name on that screen you showed. What city town name are you still having trouble saying on air? So this question came from, in addition to my postings that I do every week to let you know about submissions from my Neighborly Natalie segment, I also do a Facebook Live every Saturday night at 7:30. And it was one night where I was talking weather, and he is from the Carolinas, and I guess he saw the fun names that are down here. So in terms of names that I cannot pronounce, I think almost a year in, I'm doing pretty good. I have a good amount of the names finally down in our neck of the woods. I think the ones that I kind of go struggling with are the ones that are on the longer side and to the west of us. I don't always have to go specifying the city name, so I will just say the west of us. Or I may say a few other things if I come across a name that I can't pronounce. But it's always interesting working in this business, going to a new area and having to learn the culture and also the name of towns, also parishes and counties, and it's a whole big learning curve. But I will say that moving down to these parts, it's taken a little bit longer. With the French influence, it's a little tongue-tying at points. The parishes, I will say, kind of stumped me for a little bit. I was very excited when I could finally go saying Tangipahoa Parish. I think that officially got implemented into my weather hits a few months in. Terrebonne, Lafourche, I basically did those. Those were the first two that I really went saying. And plus, those are the ones that usually have a lot going on, especially right now in terms of the drought monitor. A lot of those parishes are really impacted by that. But yes, stay tuned. I will go indulging in the names to the west of us, and I will go spitting them out on air to make you folks happy. I will never say a name until I'm fully ready, because I never want to go offending anybody in those areas, to say the very least. There is one, or actually a few names to the west of us that start with N's, and they're kind of on the longer side, and how they look is not how they're pronounced. And that was kind of like the big learning curve in moving here. So, few more to go, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Taking a look at this next question. This one's coming from Judson Simpson. He says, does NOLA experience rapid weather changes as frequent or less frequent compared to other places where you forecasted weather? What are some differences in terms of the weather that are most prominent in NOLA? I joke, okay, I forecasted in North Carolina, and I've mentioned this in previous segments, saying that North Carolina is more textbook, and down here in Louisiana and Mississippi, it's a whole nother ball game. I just joke that Mother Nature kind of does whatever she wants, and she likes to throw curveballs, and it's interesting because I feel like something that you would expect her to do, she doesn't necessarily do. Like, here's an example. During severe weather, I've noticed this more and more, and this is actually very common, because I've asked this question to a variety of different meteorologists down here, and they've kind of said the same thing, that sometimes the radar will say something in terms of storms, and then you look at other models, and they don't match up. And so you really have to get educated on the weather in an area and the trends to further predict exactly what is going to happen. I think that North Carolina was a really great place to get my feet wet and learn the basics, but coming down here has really given me the opportunity to go growing as a forecaster and meteorologist. And I mean, you cannot really grow in an area where you're not being challenged. And so I think that this was a fantastic second step for me, but it is definitely a crazy area in more ways than one. The weather is a whole different ball game. Either it could be really, really quiet, or it could just be like a bunch of things happening at once that you just kind of have to catch a grip on. But it's a very awesome spot, and that's actually why I decided to come here, because I knew the weather was going to be crazy, and it was a challenge that I was so ready to go take it on. So I think that kind of sums it up. But yes, we do still kind of have the rapid weather changes. I mean, you can have a cold front coming in. One day it'll be, you know, in the 80s, and the next day it'll be in the low 70s, or even when we were back in January or December, we saw some even colder snap that. So it is common. Every area has a few differences, but overall, It's cool down here. I like doing weather down here. Thank you very much. So that's going to wrap up this week's Neighborly Natalie segment. I hope you had a lot of fun like I did. I love getting your questions. Remember, be on the lookout for my postings on Facebook and Instagram for when I'm taking your submissions. And please participate. The more the merrier, the crazier the questions, the more entertaining the show. And then also be on the lookout for my Facebook Lives every Saturday at 7:30 to not only talk weather with you, the current weather conditions, what's on the way, but also to get some additional questions from you. Thank you so much for participating, and I'll see you next week.